What's good, guys? Today I want to talk about the potential of laser weapons, specifically the sniper, shotgun, and pistol. Um, the way that you can spec these guns out is pretty insane. A lot of people don't understand that when you first get your hands on these specific class of weapons, they can scale up to a pretty ridiculous level of damage if you know what you're doing. The base level, like laser, pistol, sniper, shotgun, are relatively weak and honestly not effective. If you really understand how to build an AC properly, and you really like have the synergy and all the different parts working together properly, then all of a sudden this like laser class of weapons will totally come online and you'll be able to just dominate everyone. I would say 8 to 9 out of 10 players I just completely eviscerate, and I don't even really try that hard. I just like shoot my gun and hit them with a few missiles, and that's it. Because I can actually play for stagger with these. Sometimes it's slightly misleading, but for the most part, if you know what you're doing, you can just melt basically everyone. Sometimes I've been like hard countered if I do like 3 or 4 rounds of a 1v1 with someone and I let them really try to like understand what's going on, or if I have like a bad teammate in like a team type of situation. For the most part, though, in every situation, you'll be perfectly set because you have this like ability to just have an ongoing high level output of damage. And if somebody gets staggered, I mean, you can just melt their health bar almost instantaneously. Um, Something else I want to talk about too is the meta in this game. It seems like everyone is going for troll builds. There's very few times I see people actually trying to build real ACs that have like, I don't know, some sort of fundamentals attached to them. A lot of times it's just like dual Zims or those dual Treno launchers that are so impossible to dodge, or songbirds, or whatever it is, and people just try to troll and they try to have some type of weird mathematical formula where it's like A plus B plus C equals win, where they just try to hit you with like a combo or something, and there's no real thought of like, hey, what do I do in this situation? What do I do? There's no versatility. It's just this like one trick pony, and unfortunately, I feel like the essence of this game is to not be a troll, but to build an actual AC. Even though it's like the game kind of incentivizes this troll type of playstyle, you can really mitigate a lot of it. For instance, anyone that runs dual Gatling guns against this build just gets completely shredded because there's just no way you can get close enough. Um, there are definitely ways to mitigate the troll aspects of the game, and I do enjoy the fact that if you really put the depth and time in, then you can have like an outstanding build that just really, steps up in whatever situation you need it to. I think, honestly, I think part of the issue is that these guys that made Elden Ring, when you're thinking about like sorcery and magic, at those end game levels where you have just like crazy spells and explosions and whatever it is, some of that philosophy I think got dripped into Armored Core, or like the coral weapons. Some of them are balanced, but for the most part, it's crazy overpowered. And when you're really building a proper arena shooter, I'm used to like Gears of War, Halo, and I played with some really good players in those games. You really have to have a tight knit kind of like locked in system where every gun has to be balanced with every other weapon. Like if someone's running all coral weapons and I decide to use like dual machine guns and like some rockets on my back or whatever, I shouldn't necessarily get punished. I should be able to build an AC that can combat the coral weapons if I know what I'm doing properly. Like, just because you played the campaign more than me doesn't mean that like I should lose. Unfortunately, that's just not the situation that we're in right now. I get it though. I mean, the game's great. I don't necessarily fault FromSoft for not understanding some like uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Foundational principles of building an arena shooter. Not many developers understand how to make an arena shooter, and they gave this a really good shot. I think it's a really solid foundation to build on, and I think the sky's the limit. I just think some of these things need to get nerfed and maybe add more generators, more parts, more whatever, and we'll be good. I hope you guys enjoy some of these 1v1s. Some of them are trolls, some of them most of the 1v1s are pretty troll, if I'm being honest. Very few times I go up against people that really build actual mechs. The few times that I have, though, it's always been insanely fun. And you can tell when someone's actually putting the time in. Like, I'll have people that'll just fly at me with, like, stun guns and songbirds and stuff, and then they get rinsed. And it's just like at the end of the game they send me all these messages. It's like, man, you're just trying to troll. Why are you getting mad that you lost? You didn't even put the time in to build the thing properly. And now we have to, like, you know, sit here and it's just really annoying, I guess. And I think the game could really go to a completely new level if they just have a different philosophy of building it. I think you could take some principles of Elden Ring and apply them. I think that could definitely be the case for like the campaign or things like that. It's just, for the most part, an arena shooter requires an insane level of balance. And if you don't have that, then people are either going to freak out or not play the game. And I will say that they've done a good job of mitigating that. It just needs to be tuned up a lot more. And then just some of the basic matchmaking things, like, you know, being able to leave a lobby or something, or having a ranked mode, that would be really cool too. Just so I can, you know, stop playing against these trolls all the time, that'd be great. For the most part though, this build's really solid. If you guys want to know what it is, I'll be coming out with a build guide pretty soon. And yeah, laser guns are insane. Their potential is crazy. You have unlimited versatility. Basically, any situation is a win, and if someone is spec'd out just to get in your face and try to beat you up, it's an easy win, man. Every time people just disrespect the build, they try to push you and do whatever, and they learn very quickly that they can't do that. You know, after a few rounds of flying at you, and then all of a sudden they just, you know, lose half their health and are almost instant staggered, it's just like, they learn really quickly. Anyway, much love, guys. That's really all for me. I hope you enjoy the rest of the gameplay. Till next time. Peace.